G'day folks, thanks for checking out this video. Number 7, the last one in this series on Lagerphones. In our earlier videos, we went through a brief history of the Lagerphone and its introduction into bush bands by the original bushwhackers as part of the Australian folk revival of the 1950s. We also looked at some practical considerations when setting out to make your own Lagerphone and went through some basic rhythm patterns to help you get started. In later videos, we also went through a simple annotation method that allowed us to write down some more complex beat combinations for you to practice, extend your playing, and give some added interest to the percussion accompaniment. In this video, I'd like to go through some tips and suggestions that I think will help in adding some percussion behind songs and dance music. I hope you enjoy it. As a percussionist, you add to a musical performance by consolidating the rhythm of a musical piece, accentuating the different beats, or highlighting transitions from one section of the music into another.
And start!
The Lagerphone is a very simple instrument, and it would be easy to think that there is not a lot of variation you can add as you are playing to make things a bit more interesting. But as a percussion instrument, there are a number of parameters you can work with to add variety and interest to your playing and to the overall performance set. For a given piece of music, you can change the rhythm patterns that you play at varying volumes, play different parts of the Lagerphone or vary the strength of your grip to change the quality of the sound, drop out or come in at different points to accentuate the sections of the performance. Songs are all about telling a story. As a player behind a song, you need to make sure that the singer or singers are given the best chance to cut through and tell that story. With that in mind, the best motto to work with is that less is more. You can achieve this by dropping out or playing back in the song verses to allow the words to be heard. Coming back in with a relatively simple beat to add extra punch to choruses while still allowing voices to come through. This also gives the percussion somewhere to go if there are arrangements for the percussion to be featured.
We found artesian water deeper down, 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 deeper down, deeper down. Yes, we found artesian water deeper down. Clear away the timber, let the water run. How it splashes in the shadows, sparkles in the sun. From the distant belts of timber to the miles of blazing plain, it's bringing hope and comfort to this thirsty land again. Sinking down, 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 sinking down, down, down. We found artesian water deeper down, down, down.
The percussion section can play a very important support role when playing for dance music. As a dance caller, it can be very useful to have a Lagerphone or any other percussion handy as you walk through the different steps in the dance sequence, because sometimes you need to highlight the variation in timing of the steps. For example, in the Manchester Gallop, it starts off with 4 slow steps in, A 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 8 quick steps out. A 1, 2. And repeat. 4 slow steps in. A 1. Etc., etc. Slow steps in to start with. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And 8 quick steps out. 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, in you go. 4 slow steps in. 4 slow steps in. And again. And polka. If the dance caller also plays the Lagerphone, it makes it much easier for them to set and vary the tempo as required. Otherwise, good and clear communication between caller, lead musician and Lagerphone player is important. Another very useful way to use the Lagerphone in playing for dances is to vary the beat patterns for the different sequences of the dance steps. This gives the dancers an extra oral cue as to where they should be in the dance sequence. Reform the circle, in you go. Left. In you go. Back to the right. Go to your partner. Now your corner. And swing. We're going to get one more time. In you go. Left. In you go. And swing. If you are using variations in the Lagerphone beat to separate movements in a dance sequence, then it may very well turn out that the same tune may have a different Lagerphone arrangement depending on which dance you are playing for. In a similar way, variations in the beat sequence can also be used as a signal or cue for the musicians as well, giving hints such as, "We are about to change tune," or "We're about to stop," or "This is the last time through the dance." Sometimes it may be an advantage to drop out in the middle of a dance set so that you can come back in and add new punch to the music towards the end as you go into the final tune or the final time through a dance. In this situation, you could switch to another percussion sound, or if dropping the Lagerphone out abruptly seems to leave too big a hole in the sound, another option is for you to gently fade the volume out in your playing and thereby drop out in a much more subtle way without the dancers even realising. Well, there you go, folks. We've come to the end of this series of videos. Hope you found them interesting, enjoyable, useful? Hopefully all three. And whatever genre of music you're involved with, hope you continue to enjoy making music as well. Cheers.